Hey guys, welcome to the training section. You need a solid training program regardless of whether you're cutting and trying to lose fat or whether you're bulking and trying to gain a lot of muscle. The first aspect that I want to discuss is actual weight training. Whether you are cutting or bulking, I think it is very necessary to have an efficient weight training program. There's a lot of people out there that are trying to lose fat and they'll go to a gym, but they'll only hop onto some sort of cardio machine out there and go for an hour straight and then go home. And they expect to have results just from that cardio. Usually just by doing that, you don't get the results that you want. By using weights in your training program, you're going to build more muscle in your body, which in turn will actually burn more calories overall and can help you shed fat a lot faster. Now there's a ton of training programs out there, but for the most part, the difference between when you are cutting and bulking is the amount of repetition and usually the weight that you are working at. When you're trying to lose fat, you're usually upping the repetition and actually using a lower weight. The reason being is when you are cutting, essentially you are on a lower calorie diet and therefore don't necessarily have the same amount of energy as you would with a higher calorie diet and when you're bulking. On the other side of the spectrum, when you are bulking up, you should focus on heavy weight and lower repetitions. Your goal when you're bulking is try and tear as much muscle as possible, obviously in a safe way, in a short period of time as you possibly can. When you're bulking, you're trying to tear that muscle as quickly as possible so you can go home, refeed that muscle, heal it, and be ready to go back to the gym for another round in a day or two. Now when you're cutting, you don't have to spend hours and hours doing cardio, just do efficient cardio. I recommend something called HIIT, which is high intensity interval training. You are going to be doing a segment of 1 minute very intensely, and then for the rest of the minute, do it at a medium pace. And then continue that for about 15-20 minutes. If you've never done high intensity interval training, you should really give this a go and actually work your way up with time. It's a lot harder than you think. What this will help you do is actually burn calories for a longer period of time after the workout is done. When you're bulking up, you should always include some sort of cardio here and there just to keep up your endurance overall. Now, cardio doesn't have to be in the gym on the elliptical or the treadmill, whatever it may be. It can be playing any sport out there. Even in the winter, you can go skiing and stuff like that. As long as you're moving at a high intensity rate for a good period of time, that, in my opinion, is very solid cardio. Even CrossFit is a great form of cardio, and that's exactly what I use it for. Not only are you able to incorporate some weights, but you're moving around all the time and really gets your heart rate up. With some of the basic information aside, I think one of the most important thing is to go to the gym with a plan. Have it written out in a journal or on your phone or wherever it may be. I see way too many people going to the gym and just wandering from machine to machine, not knowing what to do next. Go to the gym with a plan of training a certain body part. When you're cutting, I recommend maybe doing 2 body parts in a workout. When you're bulking, try and just focus on one and really focus on it. Workout plan, make sure you know what exercises you're going to be doing, how many sets you're going to be doing of every exercise. Write down the weight that you were doing and how many reps you did, so that the next time you go back and do that workout, you're able to see if you got stronger or whether you need to make some improvements in certain areas of your body. And make sure that on top of your plan, the very first thing is a warm-up. Stretch out your muscles, roll out your muscles, make sure that your muscles are nice and warm and ready to work out. The easiest way to pull a muscle is by going to the gym and going straight to a machine or a squat rack and doing your workout right away. That's one of the easiest ways to get injured. That'll keep you out of the gym, and of course, you won't be able to achieve your goals in the time frame that you want. When you're working out primarily, but throughout the day, you have to remember to stay hydrated. One of the biggest mistakes people make is not drinking enough water. Especially when you're trying to lose fat and on a lower calorie diet, part of the hunger you may feel is actually the lack of water that you are taking in. Drinking a lot of water throughout the day can actually help curb that appetite. Although it may seem difficult, I definitely recommend at least a gallon of water a day. I personally average around 2 gallons or more per day. Now I can go on with training for hours and then hours and hours because there are so many programs out there. But the main thing that I want you guys to remember from what I said here is to have a plan. Know what you're doing before you go in. I'm including a ton of articles in the description below to different fat loss programs and bulking programs that I think are the best out there. Which one you want to do is totally up to you. Now before you get too excited about training and trying new programs, I think a big mistake, especially when you are bulking and when you're trying to lose weight as well, is putting enough rest into the equation. Although you may think your body is a machine and if you just feed it food and give it a lot of fluid, it's going to keep on going, that is not the case. Remember to take a couple days off every week to make sure that your body can actually recover and become stronger the next week. Especially when you're bulking, you're tearing up that muscle and you need time to actually help it recover. If you're working out 7 days a week, you're never going to give your body enough time to recover and you're never going to see the proper results you want. Along with rest comes a sufficient amount of sleep. Sleep helps restore your body for the next day. If you want to have energy to do workouts and go about your day in a normal manner, you got to make sure you have enough rest. Although it's hard sometimes, really aim to do about 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. A lack of sleep can actually be a nightmare for somebody that is trying to cut fat because you'll always be hungry. If you're getting 3 or 4 hours of sleep, your body is going to be tired, you're just going to feel sluggish, and you're going to feel like you need more food just to stay awake. And again, when you're bulking, you need to give your body enough time to recover, enough rest, so that you can rebuild, replenish, and make sure that you're ready for the next training day. And that's the training section, guys. I just went over the basics of what you need to do to get started with your transformation. Again, look at the links that are in the description below. Read up on a lot of information that is out there. There's a ton of fantastic programs. Make sure you have a plan and a program before you step into the gym. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any other questions, please just write them down in the comment box below and I'll try and address them. To go back to the main menu, you can click right here, or you can check out some of the other sections that are listed right here. Why aren't you clicking? Click, click, click.